Supreme Rising, yo. Supreme Rising, yo. What's good? I was just laughing because I had a thought, right? Oh, man. I be thinking some crazy, nasty shit sometimes. I seem like the sleep in your eye. So you looking at it, with it's like crusty up in there. It's like white and on the sides right there. And then cause I washed my dreads yesterday, right? So I had got soap in both my eyes. And you know, if you get soap in your eyes, sometimes it'll feel like it's sitting in there, like it's just sitting there burning. But I had mixed lemon juice, right, with my soap so I could do my dreads or whatever. So it got my eye, it just didn't burn like it normally do. It just sat in there like all day, and I was like, yo, the lemon juice protecting it, right? Whatever. This is just a thought I'm having. So I woke up, right, and I use my phone as a mirror sometimes. So I'm looking at it, and I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I can see like the crust that was in my eyes. So I'm like, and I wiped it out real quick. Then I had a thought about all the aunties when we was young that would put their spit on their finger and try to wipe your face or whatever, right? And then I'm thinking like, yo, what if they forget that they just did that and they put their finger back in their mouth? What it tastes like, right? So I messed around. I messed around and I put spit on the same finger I just wiped this eye with. And I'm like, yo, that was the same finger, yo, that's kind of salty. I was like, yo, I wonder how many people did that by accident. Y'all walk around eat eye boogers. Don't pay me no mind, yo. My brain be doing shit like that sometimes. Yo, it just go like this. And I just look at everything. But that leads me into this morning's build. That leads me to this morning's understanding, right? And I was watching this young sister this morning talk about, you know, and I say young because, you know, she looks, anyway. I was checking out this morning. She was dropping a little bit of jewels, but, you know, you get this energy when, you know, people believe that the attempt to take something from you is a real thing, right? Make you miss this and make you miss that. I just did an understanding slightly to give you the gradual way of looking at it the other day. And I was alluding to the fact that if you personally are doing someone else's life, you're not doing your own life. See, there's a lot of ways to sin without you knowing that you're doing that. And in this reality that we're living in, the negative features, I'll just say that, the negative features, they have a false retrospective reality that they go by. Okay, these are the negative features. And you got to keep in mind why that plays a thin veil. If you are a person that walks around and you say things, I'm going to get my negative back, that what they did to me, or somebody didn't do something, you know what, I think they deserve this, or I'm going to go in here and I'm going to take what they got for myself. Those type of choices in reality, and they never change. They never change. Ask old school people about a friend of theirs that might have wanted something that didn't belong to him. No matter what it was, whether it's a cow, a woman, you know what I'm saying, a bottle, a pie, what is it? Whites only pies. Yo, what you about to do, Claude? Ray, I want one of them. I want one of them whites only pies. Can you make us a nigga pie? How about I turn you into a nigga pie? Anyway, let me stay on point right quick. Let me stay on point. Ask about when people would ask about when people back in the day what happened to them. You know what I'm saying? And try to use your spiritual knowledge to comprehend that as a value. And today it's not like we're around each other so much. You know what I'm saying? We don't all go downtown and it's 10 people just outside the store, you know what I'm saying? It's like the grocery store is not a place where, you can talk in the aisles anymore, or you walking around with people that like it's like they put shit in the system to take their roundabouts. That means how comfortable you are within a system. So they wanted to take that and capitalize off how you view things. This is how the world is. These motherfuckers is crazy with this shit. But my point is, there's a lot of different ways to sin. And one of the ways of sinning is going against how I made you. That is Satan energy. That was the first one to do it. The combative. You understand what being combative means? It's not just in the terms of here on earth, that's you opening your mouth, going back and forth, back and forth. One thing got nothing to, like, I didn't ask you to say that. I told you what I wanted. This is what it is, right? Just made me think about something, because people be thinking they slick, but whatever. Anyway, if deers walk up to people in society, bears are nice, right? Animals just start doing unnatural things. Not natural, unnatural things. Nature type living. They're not afraid of this, and they wanna come out of that and do that. That's combativeness. To people, it may look like, oh, they like us. They want to be friends. That's what it may seem like to people, you know what I'm saying? But no, it's probably the fact that you've been in their area so long and they trying to get a comfortable fix on how you move, so they can move around you with this new that you brought to nature, meaning a neighborhood, a city, stuff like that. So animals even look like, you know what I'm saying? And they'll come with a little stronger way of thinking. They'll come out of that and step to you, just to test your temperature. And then eventually it'll be one and the same. This is Earth. This is a place where everything comes together, but you can't come out of what you are. So it's a sin. Only collectively does a merge happen, like fruit. It was a storm, enough wind, pollen got around, this area started creating new food. Because somewhere in that electrical frequency, it knew it was going to be carried from that deserted place to where people need food. Fruits do that. The difference in with people is you're a being. You're a being that exists. And you have your own timeline. Your timeline from wherever you was created. Now, not for nothing, if you created by the fallen, you got pieces of timelines that's inside of you That's why your confusion understanding is supreme opposed to what you view outside of yourself. So a lot of people, they're not created by the Almighty. They're created by the Fallen, despite color. And that be the difference. Some people, that's why they can't stay focused on their own life, because they got so many other parts inside of them jumping all around. You know what I'm saying? They're created with so many pieces, they can't deliberate between right and wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, their worst parts is bad. You know what I'm saying? And that could be from integrity, but for the most part, when you have no self-awareness, no conscious understanding of why you do what you do, and you believe that it's a retrospect of, I can go negative as long as I want. There's not a thing that thinks like that. There's nothing in nature that thinks like that. Even animals, like if you come around an animal house, they home, and you disturbing the peace or whatever, they gonna buck on you until you get far away enough from their home to where they can either move to be safe into another home, or they feel like you ain't gonna come back. It's a fact. They're not gonna try to find out what you got going on so they can be like you. That's not even a thing. You know what I'm saying? So some people be demonic, yo. For real. They be like their ancestor or their lineage that created them in an existence has tangled up their life force with other forces of energy for a different, and those be the tweaks you see in a person. That be the stuff that you see that don't work right. Like, yo, why you asking me shit like that? Why you looking at that though? Why you not trying to figure out? And then they have to come up with something real quick. They have to come up with something real quick to do. It's something you got to know about original man. And we used to see this shit growing up. If you on top, then you on top. That's just what it is. Original man, like, naturally you got different parts of original man that stand supreme by itself. And you could see this in children growing up. You could see this with us when we was growing up. It was like, this one does this one acts like this one acts like that. This one, you know what I'm saying, is like this, you know what I mean? Like, and everybody had their own, and sometimes that will come together like a war. Like, everybody will fight in their own way. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you had to be able to shine in a way to where, that's good for battle. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can use that in the battle. So then when it was time to thump, when it was time to make a move, the presence was real. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like something that you can put on the same pedestal as you. So when you got, and then cross-referencing that over the A and A alike, yeah, we understand me and my man, or me and my peoples, or me and my family, we have the same mindset, so we can move the same, but we look different. And on people who don't know that you rock with people like that, that seems supreme. But doing it behind closed doors, like, yo, I want to be like them, I'm going to take what they got and put it out as mine. You're a sinner. That's why it's different from learning lessons to creating lessons that you have to learn from. You know what I'm saying? So most people don't see that when you take or you try to be. Why you think back in the 80s, like, it used to be this type of genre of music called spoofs? And people will put out copy versions, right, of real good music, or like funny versions, like they copying it, but they make it funny of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, and it was cool for the moment, but it was like aggravating. That didn't have a long-lived career. You know what I'm saying? It started changing over to doofy music. Like, it went from Weird Al Yankovic copying Michael Jackson and other people. You know what I'm saying? His name was Weird Al, you know what I'm saying? So, to people making stuff like Don't Worry, Be Happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that whole genre died. Making spoofs. Nobody want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. Eat it, yeah, eat it, yeah. No, no, no. And then you got food around and you fat and you sliding on the floor. That's like making fun of a fat person, right? Exactly. And you gonna make that a nationwide song? Forget about it. So that whole genre died off. So then they started making songs like that separated from everything else. Like, don't worry, be happy. You know what I'm saying? Or what's the before I got high. Ooh, da, 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 da. They had to start making genres of music that would stand out in a different way, but was almost like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, because that was them holding on to being bland. You know what I'm saying? But you got to keep in mind, it's a sin to copy, yo. And some people say that the best form of flattery, you know what I'm saying, is somebody copying you. Yeah, they'll say anything to make a sin real. You know what I'm saying? To make that shit real. But you have a timeline that was created for your life. You know what I'm saying? That timeline that was made for you is specifically for your life. And it's like you're walking around in everybody else's business and not worrying about your own. You're walking around on every other construction site, but you haven't started building yours. You're walking around in every restaurant known to man, critiquing every burger, but your restaurant, the construction pieces is laying all over the street. There's nobody there constructing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that. So Divine is sitting there like, yo, when you gonna be you? I made you to be you. So not for nothing, watching that be a thing is the ultimate disrespect. It's almost like you trying to be in the shoes of the first ones that did that, and they failed. So how far you think you gonna get with that? If the fallen failed, as far as being disrespectful to the Almighty, if they failed, trying to copycat motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? Excuse me, trying to be other than who they are. If they failed that, got trapped here just to cause another plan, you're looking at the replication, because we already came to an end of that cipher. Keeping in mind, the act of having people in control by false understanding is dead. It's not even a reality right now. It's only supreme in some aspects where the mind hasn't turned all the way over yet. In the next 20, probably less than that, I give them 10 to 20. 10 to 20 years from now, y'all gonna start seeing the minds of the normal people be so high rated to where every single process that we're dealing with now is not going to even be intelligence. It's not going to even be intelligence. It's going to be way far away from that. Like the minds are going to be able to put like how y'all look at things as a conversational piece in paragraph form. Everything governmental, racism, all that is going to be afflicted to a value of a sentence, and it's going to be shut down in those short of terms. You're going to be like, but we feel like XYZ. No, you only think like this because the capability of your understanding, and they're going to break it down to you like that. They're going to break it down from the standpoint of the capability of your DNA comprehension, and everything that you come up with is going to. Y'all don't even see this happening, yo. Y'all don't see it happening. Like, the future is going to be people shutting you down based off the capability of your DNA. So it's like, oh no, you're in the class of an amoeba. You're in the class of a goldfish. Matter of fact, a goldfish is smarter than you. Like, it's going to be stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my dog is more intelligent than you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not going to be nothing to get upset about. It's not going to be a place where anger satisfies it. If you destroy anything of intellectual property, that's just going to show where you are on the intellectual scale. So you're going to have to be placed around things to where you can hit that, destroy it, hit that, bust it up, whatever you need, without destroying things that are based off that. It's like saying, why would I build you a doghouse out of styrofoam? You're a real dog. You're wild. I'm going to build you. I ain't going to build you shit. I'm going to put you over here in this cave where these rocks at. You can scratch on that all day. It won't tear up. You can chew on a rock all day. It won't tear up. All you're gonna do is bust your teeth up. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be that type of mentality. People who move and respond to intellectual value as if it's insignificant. That's where you're gonna be. You're gonna be where the places in your action can respond to how you feel about life. That's a divide that's coming. It's going like listen, one thing got nothing to do with the next, and things gonna keep going forward. It's either you're gonna be intelligent enough to be a part in your position, or you're not gonna have this as a position to play because you're taking up space. So just think about it. If that mind that's in that particular space is weak, but you have a mind that can keep that train going in the universal aspect that direction, pull that light bulb out and place it with one that can think correctly. And that's for everything. The government, services. One thing has nothing to do with the next. And true intelligence is supreme. It's a divine thing. So you don't have intelligence not based on universal understanding. Your intelligence is false. It's a fact. Most people who are based in what they know off just how they do it, they've been failing terribly. And they getting paid for it. That's going out the window. We're going to have to start having things where this universal knowledge plays a role and it actually gets progress. Because universal knowledge makes progress. It's infinite. So why would I have you here talking like you know stuff just because you want to be in some form of just because you want to be in combatants with me? Because you don't like how I look, or you don't like that, whatever, my skin tone, or you don't like that I'm more intelligent to whatever ratio of a value. Those things are not going to be progressive. Just like how the country got where it was, it had nothing to do with the people who claimed it. The country is about to go somewhere else, and it won't get there if you don't allow it to. So that's the difference. You want to see the future, you got to get the hell out the way. You got to shut that down and allow minds of power to step in and play these particular roles. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's going to happen regardless, because the powers that be above those people that get hired in those functions are as stupid as what they bring into fruition. So I can expect a non-universal mind to bring in universal beings. It's a non-universal mind. So I can only expect it to bring in non-universal minds to play the role. So even if you do get into circumference of universal situations, you're not going to see it in a full totality. You're going to fail. So other people who are basically in that same position but in another place, meaning y'all probably demonly made these individuals titles based off the system, government officials, stuff like that. But their group of people is the same as in a blue collar person that works a 9 to 5. You see what I'm saying? They're both dumb as shit. You know what I'm saying? I can't expect them to equate nothing universal. So if I got you playing this role as an officer, and you playing a role as an executive, and you playing a role as Congress, but all of y'all in the same DNA pattern, I got to get you up out of here because you don't see universal nothing. You got to go, because I can't get growth from right here. Nothing grows. Your pockets get full. Y'all keep control going, and nothing changes. So even the methods that they've been using to try to harness false realities, they think they can get a old something from way back when and get that knowledge, and that'll help them move forward in the future and all that. But if by the time you just getting started with they old stuff, that means they light years ahead. Like, one thing got nothing to do with the next. So yeah, for the most part, things would have changed if people was capable of playing their roles. But I can't expect the dog to be hard-headed. I mean, I can't expect the dog to listen. Sometimes my dog listens. Sometimes she on point. She'll listen to what I tell her. But for the most part, she hard-headed. She'll see me come behind after she break the chain and run. She had me running for 2-3 hours because she don't want to be on the chain. If I tell her in aggressiveness, You ain't getting your ass off this chain again. She gonna run longer. And I got to like bring my energy all the way down like I'm not mad. And she has to see that I'm not mad. I'm not trying to grab her. You know what I'm saying? Once she see I'm not chasing her, she'll come around and she'll be like, you ain't gonna chase me? Remember, you told me I can't get the chain, so I'm gonna stay off. It's like she tries to do it on purpose. It's because she's a beast. She's not a human. I can't expect to get rational thinking out of her. Only thing I can get out of her, if I don't give her attention, that's when she gonna come get it. And it's always like that. If I don't give her attention, it comes. If I give her attention, she runs. It's a fact. So you can't separate those two mentalities. And if people are like that, you got some people that are in that animal mentality. I can't never expect them to be in a better mentality, because you're a walking beast. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. So it's a sin to not be like that. And it's also another, and I don't even like using the word sin, because I'm trying to take everything back and give it back to the divine. I'm trying to take it, wash the bull crap that they put on it off, give it back to the Almighty, and let divine give it to me the way it's supposed to. And in my head, I want to say a cardinal crime. So most people don't understand there are cardinal crimes that they're doing when they don't go by the way. So the right and wrong aspect is only there to guide you to the way. So yeah, let them do whatever they want and build up their karma. You don't get karma credit for that, but you do get karma credit for being yourself. So it's been a lot of times, yo, like people be like, yo, you don't never do nothing wrong. I be like, you don't know nothing about me, yo. Like I got into so much trouble in my life, like for real. But it's because when I was younger, balancing my energy, what the energies was, and I knew something was wrong. It was off about the energy. So some people will already be on that other side, like not being themselves, just doing stuff that don't matter. But you do good stuff. Like you be walking by yourself one morning and it'll be an old lady. Hey baby, you help me pull this trash? Yes ma'am. And you go help her pull the trash, whatever. If you got a few minutes, I need somebody to rake up these leaves and back them up for me. I do it. I'll give you $5-10. Okay. And then you just do it. You might be, man, that had to happen to me 1,000,001 times. Just walking through neighborhoods early in the morning. I was an early morning person. A morning person. So I'll get up in the morning. Everybody in my house still be asleep. I get up and go outside. It's cool outside. You know what I'm saying? I'm walking the streets. I'm probably about to smoke a blunt, like by myself early in the morning. And people be like, yo, but when you was a kid, not then, but yeah, whatever. So I would get these little jobs, and it was just because I was there that people would, and they'd be all happy. Will you help me real quick? Yeah, I'll help you. I ain't got no problem. I'm a good helper. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I would get these little jobs as a kid, right? And I would make money. Anything I did, I made money. I didn't even have to try to make no money. I just go places. And not for nothing, if you are an adult, you got jealous. And what I did in like 2-3 hours, you ain't did in a month. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did this in like a couple hours just walking around, and I'd have made a few $100, you know what I'm saying, for a 12-year-old kid, 13-year-old kid, right? So adults would be like, oh, motherfucker, get money and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because they struggling. They don't, you know what I'm saying? They think life is just easy like that. No, it's not. You know what I'm saying? They don't equate getting up in the morning at the right time, being at the right place. You just being yourself. I'm following the fact that I'm a morning person while everybody sleep in the bed. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you would see these realities. You will understand this, and not for nothing, you build up a level of karma credit. And I've been so good to people over my entire life that if I did do something wrong, like, it don't be that wrong neither. Like, it'll be like, when the last time I did something wrong? Something petty, like, But then my wrong became shit I can do right in front of you, and it wasn't wrong. It was just what I thought was wrong in my head. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it'll be like, or they're in the store, I took another cigarette. You know what I'm saying? Or, I don't know. Like, I really didn't do nothing. I don't really do wrong stuff. Like, I look at like, damn, shorty got a fat ass, but I be like, stop thinking like that. Like, that's not your woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, she got a fat ass though. Like, you know what I'm saying? But that's not your woman. Like, it'll be small stuff like that. Like, I would acknowledge it, but I would never try to do anything or have negative thoughts in my head. Like, I would have negative thoughts that I wouldn't act on. It'll be like, you gonna keep fucking around, I'll bust you in the head with this brick, and then you gonna understand that it wasn't a game. Like, but when I was young, and I was like in my teenage years, a dude would play with me in my face, be like, come on, let's box. And I would take it serious, and then they'd be trying to play, and I've been punching for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I done did that to people, like, for real, for real. Like, when I was young, I would just go out the handle. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't play in my face. I want to play boxing with you. And I'd pound them out real quick. And they'd be like, yo, get them off. I was just joking. I ain't joking, though. I'm like, I got a fucking joke on my face. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'll be like that. So my wrong sometimes was being serious when people wanted to play. And I ain't know people was playing with me back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So I would go other places. I would do this shit in other states. You know what I'm saying? Where people were crazy at. I would go to New York and be more gangster than I supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? But it was that energy. So I would go to New York, and when people your age acting hard or trying to act some, I'm gonna put them beats on you real quick. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. You know what I'm saying? And then they're gonna be looking at your family like, I thought we was friends. It's not friends. I go home. I go back down south. That's all that's gonna happen. Like, that's the type of person I was. You know what I'm saying? Like, so deliberating in between those two values, I didn't really do wrong stuff. You know what I'm saying? It was just because of how my life was, as far as things being right and wrong. I'm not going into that. But how things ended up being right and wrong, I would take it out on the world. You know what I'm saying? I would go places and be extra. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would hang with people that would really kill you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that was like most of my friends growing up. I had killers as friends. You know what I'm saying? I had people that if I said something, they would hurt you real bad. And I was young. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had big giant dudes that was around me, like real giants. Niggas is like 6'6", 6'7", 6'8". You know what I'm saying? Like Diesel, 200-300 muscles. Like, I had niggas like that around me. And I was a small dude. I was a little dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had this homeboy upstate New York, and he was older than me. His name was Tiny. And I remember he was running from the police. I grab him and just yank him in the building. Like, he like, yo, what you doing, bro? I was like, you running from the police, ain't it, nigga? Well, sit your ass right here, they ain't gonna catch you. It was fast too. I said he ain't even see me. He didn't see me. Like, I did some X-Men shit. He was running. I pull him in the house real quick. He was like, yo, what you doing, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? But I was way younger than him. I was just a little taller than him. That's all. I was just quick. You know what I'm saying? I pulled him in. He was like, and the police went right by, like, woo. They ain't seen nobody running down the street. You know what I'm saying? He was like, yo. And then he had got caught later. But he never forgot that. And he came to me like, I probably was like, I think I was 16 at the time. He got caught later. And then after he got out of jail or whatever, he's like, yo, that's the realest dude I know right there. You know what I'm saying? He's like, he saved me. Or whatever. So, when you're young, you be in different energies. You know what I'm saying? When you're older, you get into the energy you're supposed to be in. That be the difference. So, I was a hothead when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? I fight anybody. I ain't care where I was. I could be on the train station, on the bus, on the plane. I could be in the hospital. We could be in the courthouse. I will punch you in your mouth and wait. If it's a corner right there and nobody seen I can do it, and it's just me and you talking shit, I'm gonna put the beats on you and leave you there. You gotta explain who I am after I'm out the building. Like, it was that type of shit. Like, we was different, yo. We would beat you up and leave you in the alleyway. Like, we used to play nigga knockout all time. We was rough, yo, as kids. We was rough. I used to go to this corner store in the country, yo. Me and my step cousins, and we would take all the candy out of the store, and we would do this shit so smooth to where the camera couldn't catch us. Literally, like, if I went in there and stretched my arms in front of the dude and had my coat open, I just blocked the whole camera, right? And then while I'm blocking the camera, all my cousins in front of me, all the Snickers, Mr. Good Bars, chips, beef jerkies, everything, just skins, everything, just stuff you don't eat, sodas, like everything, right? And you know what they would do? They would send a letter home. They would send a letter to my mom and be like, please ask your children to stop stealing from us. And they would blame me, even though it's 9 other niggas with me. I'm the youngest, but they blaming me. Shit crazy, right? And they would blame me because I was the intelligence behind how we had to do it. I seen a dude still cook food out of the store. Like, he'll stick his hand under the glass and get chicken wings and be eating chicken wings in the place, like, and they never knew. Like, he bought it over. He's in there fucking them chicken wings up in the place. But the difference be when you not able to take care of yourself and do shit for yourself, you might get in trouble. But times was different. You know what I'm saying? And poverty was real. Being poor was a real thing. So for me, doing the right thing as I got older, it was just the fact that you on your own. You're not with kids. You're not around your parents. You know what I'm saying? So doing the right thing became integrity. It was just like you out here and you knew that nobody was there for you growing up. You knew you didn't have money to buy stuff, and your thought pattern was stealing. You knew ain't nobody was giving you nothing. You knew nobody was loving you. People wasn't, like, it just equated to so many things that wasn't taking place, right? I remember a lot of hurtful things said to me as a child at 13, 14, 15 years old. So I would remember those things and be around other younger people, and became the reason they didn't steal. Became the reason why they wasn't abusive. Became the reason why they wasn't overactive or over destructive. It's a fact. So you'll be places and you'll see young dudes that ain't got nothing. You know their mother. You went to school with their mother. You know what I'm saying? And it's 3 or 4 of them. They look like they don't got no reason over there where they at. And they about to go in the store and do, man, come in. What y'all doing? I know your mother. I went to school with your mother. Yeah, you so-and-so kid. That's me. Telling that to people I grew up with, children. You see what I'm saying? They buy themselves in different places. They go $5 for you, $5 for you, $5 for you. They go a couple dollars. Y'all go buy what you want. Tell your mother I said what's up. Oh, word. And they give me a hug. And then they go home. Instead of sitting in the street, they go home. It takes just a little bit sometimes to help change the outcome of what things gonna be. Ain't nobody doing no shit like that. Niggas don't do stuff like that. They too busy being the other type of energy. I'm gangsta, I'm hard, I don't care. So then, yeah, the village wasn't there to play the role for the hood niggas. And then y'all sit there and wonder why